Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ETS2. As you can see, we have a totally new truck in front of us, and a totally new trailer as well. Let me share with you what these are. Now this is from Valhein XL. The what is it officially called? Remade Actros, but it's the new Actros MP4, and that has so many customization options that we will look together today. Let me show you how that came into being. But yes, I remember those days back in, what episode was it? I don't know, episode 30, episode 60? Way back when we had the MP4 with plastic parts and everything. Now a new generation has come, Valhein XL has come, and now he has released. He's now the Merc guy, the Merc truck guy. 3 cabin options. We have, this is where it gets interesting. We have a low deck variant, which I'm a total fan of. We have the normal ones, 4x2, 6x2, 6x4. We have rigid as well. And we have, let's go and take a look at the rigid. So you can go and get a tandem setup for this. Now that isn't a very common setup with MP4. I think this is the first one I've seen. So this is unique in that regard. And you have an 8x4 as well for heavy hauling. Now that one is like the Big Stars variant. But the rigid and the low deck, that's what won me over. Particularly the low deck, I'm a huge fan. So a couple of engine options in here, and I'll show you what other mods I have enabled, okay? Because this is going to be a bit heavy on mods. A lot of different combinations here, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Let's leave that a bit because I want to retain the beauty. I hope you like the config as well. Transmission, 12-speed retarder, 3.42 differential, first gear ratio 11.64. I think that's the perfect balance for an 80 km/h highway trucking. Interior, 2 options in here, standard and exclusive. I think the interior looks different compared with the normal Actros MP4 with the default. I think this part here looks a bit different. The colors are a bit darker as well, I think. But it's been a while, yeah. If you look at the preview image here, that's how it looks by default. It's a bit more gray. Yeah, the dark parts are a bit lighter. This one is a bit more black. And the exclusive had that like wooden finish. This one is like, well, it's more sleek in my opinion. I like it, really like it. Couple of options as well for the paint job. DB Schenker, DHL, DSV, TNT, UPS, Kelsa. You can go full Kelsa like that. Very nice. Actually, I am really liking that. Why not go with that, huh? Yeah, because that one is pretty sleek, but that one is sporty. I'm not sure. You guys let me know. Now let's go with this. I like the sleekness. It's like elegant, but sporty. Yes. And now we come to the main event of the configs. You can see all the dots available. Like it. I like in particular that you can combine the different paint and plastic options. Like if you go here, you can go with that paint full, plastic and paint. You can go plastic full, so you can change each part of this one. And I like that like plastic trim in the middle. Maybe it's not too practical, but it's very unique. And I did that mainly because the side skirts, the only thing that's available here is a painted version. So if I make this below plastic, it doesn't match. So what I do is like the bottom layer is paint, the middle layer is plastic, and the layer above is paint as well. And then I add a bit of chromey bits in there to make it even more elegant. Yes, very nice look. And how that looks with the trailer, which we'll go over later, is that one. Very matchy. Love it. So thanks a lot to Alex for suggesting this. I saw this in the forums, this edit by Valhein for the MP4, but I didn't check it out before. But now it looks really good. Really good. Along with that, there is also a mod here, Kelsa Light Bars by Obelino for the MP4. I think it's not only for the MP4 but also for the MP3. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how it is. Yes, but I'm really liking this. You can see the Kelsa mod by Obelino, that icon there. Yeah, you have a couple of different options in there. Actually, this is where I'm not sure. If you have a low deck chassis, can you even afford to still have a low bar in there? Because as you will see later, it will be a bit rough whenever we go through a ramp or something. So I'm thinking maybe if it's low deck, normally you should have something like that where you don't have a light bar, but it's sad without it. It looks pretty cool with, so let's have that in there. Over here you have a couple of options as well. The bar, a couple of options, LED bar or a mini bar. Mini bar, I like the sound of that. There are like chips and beer here. Maybe that's a different mini bar, but this one is intended to have not only LED lights but actual lamps in there, like that. Maybe make that white, something like so. So if you're more the lampy kind of dude, you can go with that bar instead. And the bar itself can be either painted, you can see there, or it can be chrome, depending on you. So if you change this to maybe a red color, that would also change. That looks so good, doesn't it? Yeah, that's by Obelino. And all of these mods are in the mods list. Check out the link in the video description. Other options as well. Make that paint, chrome. Can go with any combination you like. Grill slots for some lights. Maybe I should have added that, but that's fine. We have so many lights already. We have chrome grills. You can remove that if you're not a fan. Yeah, keep that sleek. Make that paint, that chrome. And this one here is what controls the combination of the plastic and paint here. You can have everything paint, or you can go with a combination. Now this is where it gets interesting. There's a plastic plus paint low setting, but it doesn't look low. I mean, this one looks lower because of that like extension on the bumper, but maybe that's because if you're too low already, you cannot afford to have that bar there anymore. That's why the low version is shorter, because you're lower on the ground. That kind of makes sense. And if you pick here, maybe, but there is no low version in here. Yeah. So it would look weird because in this side you have that extension there, but in front you don't. And the bar doesn't make sense anymore. It floats now. So I don't think that works at all. So let's stick with that one. And yes, it will be a bit bumpy whenever we go on an uneven surface. You'll see that later, but it's worth it because of how beautiful it looks. Up here, you can have a couple of options, a couple of signages. I'm not really sure what they stand for, but so I just stick to the TAR. You can close that. There's even an ADR sign here. And all the others, heavy duty, all the other stuff. Also, you can put some here. So very customizable. I really like it. Good job by Valhein here. So polished. The side mirrors are interesting as well. Comes with a blinker. I'm not sure if that should be lighting up, right? But it doesn't seem like it. Like this blinker, small one here, lights up when you do that, but this one doesn't seem to have a flare. So that looks like a sticker to me. I'm not a fan. I'd rather have that one. Looks more elegant to me. Yeah. Up above, sun visor. 2 options. In here you can have a light box. I do like that Kelsa light box in there. And over here you have another set of bars. You can have like a visor bar over here. What is a back bar? That one. I guess the one on top where you can put horns, beacons and stuff. And you can also have like a back bar, visor bar, and high bar, which is that one in the middle, that one. Depending on how you like it. Actually, that looks pretty nice as well, huh? But it's a bit too much. I think it's a bit too much. Yeah, I'll keep that one without the middle option. Not that one. No. Back bar plus visor bar. That's what I want, yeah. Good. It even comes with its own real Actros roar. Not sure how that's different, but that's pretty cool. Spoiler can be adjusted. You can have like full plastic, full paint, or a mix of both, so you get that matching trim at the bottom. The only thing that's missing is this, there's no like plastic lining over here, so it kind of cuts off, but that's fine. And also it's missing, and I think it's a work in progress. Someone requested for it already in the forums. If you take a look at this one, this is a mega trailer. This is by Sogard 3. The how is it officially called? It's a CoolLiner, but it's a mega, so it's low deck variant. And if you look at the vertical clearance here, the trailer is higher than the spoiler, so there is no raised spoiler yet for the mega liner. That's what's missing. So this needs to be higher like that, but it's not yet. So that's a work in progress, but for now we have not too bad looking, not perfect, but we can live with it, right? Yeah, so that's how it looks. What else? Even here on the side, you have Kelsa light bars, sidebars. Pretty cool on both sides, and then you can put lights in there. For the lights, I have the Borman mod from the Steam Workshop. The wheels, I have 50K. Merc covers and all that stuff. And over here I have Continental. So this is as German as it gets. Mercedes Continental. Is Kelsa German as well? I'm not sure. And then the trailer, we have a Krone trailer, which is German as well. So all in all, very German. We are in Germany and everything. I think we are in Stuttgart. Over here as well, what I noticed, and I'm not sure if this will cause problems, but if you combine this with Sogard's trailer, and if you put like the full paint or full plastic, that seems to be clipping through the trailer, and I think that might introduce some damage. So that's why I went with the open variant, to be on the safe side. I'm not sure, I haven't tested it, but I think it will be it will be dangerous. Mud flaps can be customized as well. I do like that one. Yeah. But that's how it looks so far, basically. Yes, this one you can change as well. You can have like a full paint here. I'm not a fan though. I like having a few plastic parts in there. Combination of paint, plastic, and chrome, I really like. Very elegant but sporty. This one you cannot change though. Is this like the exhaust or something? Can't change it. It's only plastic. That's fine. Not too big a deal. Don't like beacons. Let's keep it there. Yeah, so that's how it looks. We have a low deck variant. Now let's go and take a look at the trailer. The trailer is a... Actually, maybe I should show you from the trailer dealer. So it is found under the Krone section, so you need the DLC. If you don't have it, you won't get access to it. So the previously Sogard released the mega liner for us, the Profi liner. That's the low deck variant. Now he released the CoolLiner Mega. Look at how large that is compared to the normal CoolLiner, how large that trailer is. So look at the body height. 2.65 for the CoolLiner. For the Mega, I think that's wrong. I think that height has not been updated. I think it's 3 meters. Correct me if I'm wrong. But let's go into it. That's how it looks. Yeah, you see it's higher. It's low deck. For low deck, Krone CoolLiner Mega. No other options in here, but there are a lot of options on the skins department. Couple of options in there. What I picked was this one. I really like this one. The combination of the white and gray palette. Very nice. Just changed it up a bit. But you can go with that. And then where it shines is the customization options for the accessories. And you can see the detail on each and every sticker and wire jutting out there. Super detailed. Amazing job by Sogard here. Can have a painted version if you like to make it matchy. I do like that one though, the contrast that the refrigeration brings. An FRC sticker or a paint marking decal. Duoplex. To be honest, I'm not sure what those two mean. You guys let me know if those are brands or standards or whatnot. Banner, you can have like a white or a yellow one. I'm not sure if there is a regulatory meaning or if it's just for the sake of fashion. Not really fashion, but yeah, you get what I mean. How it looks. Have two options here, simple and side skirt. Really, I actually like the simple one better. There's a bit more depth to it. Can have painted versions as well. I was never really a fan of the painted versions for Krone because you want to show off the logo in there. At least I do. The wheels are Krone Mega. They are specific to Krone. You have a couple of options on the hub. To be honest, I'm not sure. Let's see. Is this part of really the... Oh, it's not. Okay. Okay, normally it should be these three that you can choose from. But what I chose on my own was... was it by Ekeri? Ah, I chose the Ekeri combination. Okay, so I chose the Ekeri combination there because I like that better. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, that one. I really like. I'm not sure if it really matches, but kind of looks better in my point of view. Over here, a couple of different box options. You can pick either between a yellow or a red banner, as well as that. Also with that in line with the line here, I'm not sure if that is standing for anything or if you can choose between red and yellow. No matter how much you like. So it depends on you, maybe. Or if there is a law requirement to pick each one depending on what you're loading, how big your load is, or how big your trailer is. Bumper options are available as well, standard or paint, with custom plate options. To some people, that plate thing is a big deal. To me, not so much because I don't know how it works anyway. So I stick with the standard or with the standard 2, depending on how you like the lights. And then my back plate would be, I don't know, something like Clumsy. Mud flaps, they work and it looks beautiful. Yeah, so CoolLiner now looks even more pro versus the Mega Liner. So sleek, right? But that's how it is, and that's what we'll be driving with. So let's go and take a job and let's do some Q&A along the way. And this is we are in public beta 1.33 now, if you haven't seen the announcement. So previously I was recording with experimental beta 1.33. Now it has transitioned to open beta 1.33, which means we're one step closer to getting 1.33 released. And I think that's just a few steps away. Few weeks, few days away from the Baltic DLC. I'm sure everyone is excited for that one. Should we go to Munich? Frankfurt? We can go to Frankfurt, just a short travel. Cottage cheese, I do like that. I do like my cottage cheese. Let's go with that, get a feel for it. Now, the audio, sound engine sound mod is from Lean. If you look in the mods list, there is a sound there for the MP4 by Lean. That's the one. And hear how this sounds. This is so beautiful. Super powerful. Super crisp as well. And that idle sound. Oh, that's so good, right? Oh, and I forgot to show you, the fog lamps are customizable as well. What I chose were DRLs. So there's daytime running lights in there. So if you look at the bottom. Look at how close you are to the ground. Like 1 millimeter away. So I don't think the bar fits with the low deck, but it looks cool. Form over function. Okay. Ah yeah, inside. I wasn't able to show you. Well, The only thing that I changed was that one. You can make that into your GPS, or you can make that into a radio. I picked a radio and picked an external GPS instead. Let me show you anyway, since we're here. So you can pick that once it loads. There you go. Make that into a GPS, or make that into a radio kind of thing, or a high-tech radio. I don't like the sound. I don't like the look. It's a bit low res. So I like this one better. And then you have an option of putting a humongous GPS, but it's on this side. So you'll have to like look right to check it out, but it is humongous. It's pretty cool looking, but it blocks Mr. German Shepherd here, so I didn't pick it. Pick that one instead. Okay, aside from that, I don't think there are any other funky accessories. Yeah, I don't think you can customize this. These are all sizzles. Foggy weather logo? Ooh, let's take that. Didn't know that existed. That's cool, Kirill. First time I saw that. Okay, good. I think we're good there. Let's see the order. Yeah, that's the only thing I changed. Perfect. Foggy weather hype. And if you weren't up to date, we have fixed the foggy weather problem now. So supposedly no more funky flickering shadows, laggy issues. Let's hear how the engine sounds like from inside. Very sleek, right? It's a bit muffled, but that's the perfect combination because you're indoors. So outside it's super crisp. Inside it's a bit muffled because of the windows. Love the combination there. And the dashboard computer is not from Piva, it's from NFS HP. It's from the Steam Workshop. Go check out the mods list, it's there as well. For more realism, more accurate looking dashboard than the default one. Yeah, so all in all, we have a lot of combination, a lot of different mods here, but they all combine into one beautiful, cohesive picture. And hear the sound of that one. Even the gear shifting sound. That release of air, and stay tuned, we're going to get damage here. Let me try to slow down as much as I could. If you slow down, it's not that bad. And full disclosure, you might not get an exact sound. Like the engine leans, but like the indicator switches. That one, that is EVRs. So if you remember a couple of episodes back, I adopted his Renault Premium sounds, the common sounds, so the switches, the shaking things. When you go on a bump on the road, that sound the truck makes when things shake. Those common sounds I adopted. I used the EVRs, so it's a combination of leans and EVRs. I think this is the one. Okay, so far not so bad. When going through those ramps, because when I did a test drive on this, I really got a lot of damage. Well, I got a lot of bumps on the road. I think the front bumper was hitting the ground when the ground was not level, because of how low that is. Look at how low that is, right? But look at the lights, beautiful lights here. One sec, that should be turned on. Yeah, very powerful, very clean look. Love it. Nice. Okay, let's go and park this properly. Let's pick up that cargo. Let's get on a short trip. And let's see how it works. Let's do some Q&A as well on the way. I'm a bit getting weirded out with the controls because I've been playing Farm Sim 19 over the weekend. By the time you watch this, that first look video should have released and my stream should have happened. So there should be no secrets anymore. And I think by the time you watch this, the game would have been officially released already. lots of Krone trailers in here. Lots of fans. There we go. Oh, no. That's too much. Perfect. Okay, that's how I like it. Good. Oh, perfect. Okay. Load her up. And go. Let's hear those beautiful engine sounds again. There's even that like crackle at the end. Like something hitting metal. Don't know what that is. 226 kilometers, very short. But I think that's just enough for a few words for a little test drive. Let me go a bit faster on this hump. Let's see if we can get a bit of damage. No damage really. Well, it's flat, so there was really no problem there. But fine. But yeah, with the 1.33 update, they have improved the physics a lot, made it a lot more realistic. So all the small bumps, all the unevenness of the road, the effect of the truck when you travel at a certain speed, all that is actually getting taken into account, and it feels so good now. It feels so real when driving this. And as I mentioned, I've been playing Farm Sim for the past couple of days, and the physics is very different. Farm Sim is a bit more arcade-ish, I think. Ow, see? When you're in the ramp, not the best setup. So I would need your help here, guys. In a proper low deck variant, can we not afford to have a low bar there? Man, I would hate to lose the low bar there. And should I pick the low version? Oh, that's going to really suck. Or should we just suck it up and endure the damage? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see where we arrive. Let's see where we get to. Man, this is a bit heavy, isn't it? 18 tons. Yeah, I'm foot to the floor here. Move left a bit. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. If you looked at the transmission, I'm using automatic transmission right now. And right before we hit 80 kilometers per hour, it shifted to the 12th gear. So that's the perfect economical driving in there. Highest gear, lowest revs possible, more fuel efficiency. Nice. Okay, so let's go with the Q&A. Let's see, do we have time? Yes, we do. But before we do we have other announcements? 1.33 public beta, these two new mods. Yeah, I don't think there are other discussions, other topics to cover in terms of news from ETS2. Or ATS. So let's go. We have a question from Michael. If you could move to a different country, which would you choose and why? Now Jay pointed out that this has been asked before. Are you hearing that, guys? I'm hearing some very subtle sounds like wind or clunking sounds. They sound very realistic, and they're not always there. But I do like them. Okay, let's stay with that. Yes, so this has been asked before, but this was asked like, I don't know, 6-9 months ago, and I don't even recall what I answered. So I would treat this as a whole new question. To be fair. If you could move to a different country. So I did move to a different country already. So I'm originally from the Philippines. I moved to Singapore. I'm a bit scared here. with this ramp, with this elevation. Not sure if our truck can handle that change. I hope it can. Okay, so far so good. So I did move to Singapore with Mrs. Clumsy. We've been here for 5 years. We're not sure if we want to stay. We're fine to stay. We like the country, but I'm not sure if they'll let us. The country is a bit strict when it comes to handing out permanent residency. So right now we have like a work permit, allows us to work in Singapore, but once that work is over, we cannot stay anymore. So the next step is to get like a permanent residency kind of deal. And Singapore is very strict there because a lot of the locals are complaining that there are a lot of foreigners, you know, stealing their jobs and all that kind of stuff. So there's a bit of pushback on that. So we're not sure if we'll be here long term, but we do like it and we have no complaints. But aside from Singapore, two other countries that we're looking at is Australia or New Zealand. Europe is supposedly a good place for us as well. We are liking Europe very much, but it's too far from the Philippines and our family is still in the Philippines. So we do want to still keep in touch and we want to have like easier access to go back. Because if we ever go and switch, if we move to Europe, as much as I would love that, we would be too far from the Philippines and it would be really hard to go back then. Right now we're like going back every 3-4 months because Singapore and the Philippines are like 4 hours away. So it's very affordable in terms of flight tickets and it's very affordable in terms of time. If we move to Europe, it's a bit too far, like 18 hours instead of 4 hours, and the price is like, I don't know, times 4 or times 5. So if we could even like go home once a year, that would be enough already. That would be really, it would really take a lot of effort. But Australia and New Zealand, they say, are very nice places, perfect for starting families and setting down your roots and stuff like that. Look at that, got a bit of damage there, even if there was no ramp. So yeah, I don't think this setup is sustainable, but it does look cool. Look at how it shakes, physics hype, and how the trailer leans left and right whenever you're turning. So realistic, I love it. But yeah, this setup is like one of those fancy low profile cars, you know, that super low profile car that has been edited, that has been configured, modified to be as low as possible, almost to the ground, and it's fast. It looks very cool, but when you pit it against a speed bump, it will have no chance against it. So that's something like how this truck is so far. Why am I on the middle lane? I do love the indicator sounds as well. The indicator sounds themselves are from lean, but the switches, that's from EVR, just to distinguish that, okay? And the only thing that I'm missing from lean sounds are the retarder ones. So if I enable the retarder right now, there's no retarder sound, no like whining sound there. I think that's because the sounds were made for an older version, and since then Truck Sim has modified where the retarder should be placed, and it was not adopted for this sound file, so you have to edit it manually, I think. We'll see. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you don't hear that humming sound, but it does add a lot of flavor to the map, to the feeling. Okay, we're turning off here. So yes, Australia and New Zealand, they say, very nice to build homes, to plant roots, to stay long term. Engine brake is like this. Ow, 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 ow. Low profile hype. Clumsy trucking. Oh, that hurts. I think the low bar is no longer a low bar. I think it has become a bumper. Oh, that's so painful. 17%. Goodness. Let's take a look at. Let's go to the mechanic and take a look at how much damage in which parts were damaged. Goodness, even the cargo was damaged. It's that bad. So if you have friends from Australia or New Zealand watching, let me know what you think. Do you agree with the statements? Australia or New Zealand is a good place for settling down. We're also looking at that, but we would like to stay in Singapore, but we're not sure if Singapore likes us back, so we have to look for alternatives. Let's slow down here. This will get bumpy again for sure. Let's hear it. So I don't think this is the fault of the new physics in 1.33. This is the fault of the guy who configured the truck, i.e. me. Made it a bit too low profile. You even have like a warning in there now to go to the service. Whoops. So yes, I'll be waiting for your comments, guys, to set this up properly, okay? Let me know how to set this up properly. So yeah, those two other countries are what's on the horizon, but we've never been there. So before we move somewhere, at the very least, we want to, aside from researching, we want to see it for ourselves. So maybe next year, at the earliest, we'll take a look at either Australia or New Zealand, and we'll go sightseeing, have a feel of the place, and see if we kind of are suited with that kind of environment. We'll see. Oh, here we go again. Let's go as slow as possible. Let's go maybe 30 kilometers. Whoa. Feels like we don't have a retarder at all. Did not slow us down even the slightest. And we're here already. Wow. I was just able to answer one question. That was a super short Q&A. Sorry about that, but yes, so those two countries, thank you. Well, we can answer one more because we'll go to the mechanic still. We have one from Jack. Thank you, Michael, by the way, for the question. From Jack Spanner, Mr. Jack Spanner himself. Have you ever enjoyed playing a game so much that you have thought, I would really like to be in this game's realm for real? Oh, I've had that for, well, more before when I was in fantasy worlds. I'm a sci-fi fantasy kind of guy. Ooh, look at that. That's a new fire truck, right? I think. I'm a very sci-fi and fantasy kind of person before. So I really like reading books, watching movies about sci-fi and about like fantasy lands, you know, Lord of the Rings, you know, that kind of deal, Star Wars, and all the other non-famous, not so famous, not so mainstream things. That's all I read before, fantasy books. And yeah, there were a couple of instances where I got that feeling like, wow, it would be so amazing to live in this kind of world. Oh my goodness, I see our mortal enemy, the hump. Let's see. Okay, let's go as slow as possible. Let's zoom in for clarity. Here we go. Oh, clipped a bit through there. Not too bad, huh? Yeah, if you go real slow, it's a bit forgiving. If you go fast, then it kind of, yeah, punishes you for it. Are we parking? Oh, there, okay. Let's position ourselves properly here. Set this up like so. Good thing we have enough space in here. Lots of space. So yeah, usually the fantasy realms with like very nice like magic or very nice concepts. One thing that I really like was the have you guys watched the Avatar series? Not the Blue Guys, you know, not the movie with the blue guys. The Avatar, like the benders, airbender, firebender, waterbender. I really like that universe because it's a very like nice thing to imagine, you know, having the ability to shape fire, water, earth, and whatnot, and using it in daily life. They really made it like, how would the society adapt if people had those powers? It's just a very interesting thing to think about, you know, what if? And it might be far from reality, but that's why it's so cool sometimes. Sometimes you want to tinker with your other side of the brain, not only for realism. Nowadays though, we get to focus mainly on the realism, especially in the channel, because it's all about simulation. It's one of those new trailers in 1.33. The flatbed with the container pins, so that you can actually put a container on top. Very nice. There we go. Let's go and repair, and I'll wait for your inputs on how to fix this thing. Let me know, okay? Ow, 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 ow. Yes, let's have a look at the damage. But yeah, usually I enjoy the universe for the fantasy more than the sci-fi. Magic, stuff like that. How about you guys? You guys let me know as well, okay? Yeah, look at the damage here. Majority of the damage is in the chassis and in the cabin. Yeah, understandably so, because that side there is always the one hitting. And it looks like we're floating on the ground here. Why are we floating when we're attached to that trailer? That's interesting. Okay, but even if we're not attached to the trailer, I think we're floating. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe there is a bug somewhere in the configs, in the combination of these two mods. But it does look super cool, so let's leave it at that, yes? Anyway. Okay. But yes, that will be the end of this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you like the new setup. Let me know how to fix it, alright? I'll be relying on your expertise. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Clumsy trucking. See you in the next one, and bye-bye.